While Meghan wasn't nominated this year either, she was there as a +1 given her Netflix show, Pearl, was nominated for an award. Crossed fingers she was hoping, no doubt, the event would give her acting comeback with the streaming giant a much-needed PR boost. Little did she know when she attended the glitzy event that Hollywood legend, Barbra Streisand, was going to let her have it following a chance run in backstage. While Meghan was chatting and working the room doing press circuits like the professional networking powerhouse she is, 71-year-old Barbra, who was presenting that evening, caught sight of Meghan from across the way and finally decided she couldn't hold her disdain in any longer. Eyewitnesses tell us Barbra came to a screeching halt and announced in a voice so everyone nearby could hear her, "Look at that yacht girl trying to act all Hollywood royalty now. It's hysterical." The term yacht girl is what they call, quite derisively in entertainment circles, young pretty women who attach themselves romantically or physically to wealthy older men in hopes of being gifted extravagant lifestyles and status. Our sources say no one in the crowd surrounding them, all the cream of a list cream, paid much attention to Barbra's insult because it was clear as day to everyone there Meghan was her target and that Barbra was trying to publicly humiliate her. Shocked at the unprovoked public attack, we're told Meghan stood there frozen speechless as amused murmurs ran through the crowd surrounding them, eagerly awaiting her reaction. But oh no, Barbra wasn't done yet, folks. After making her point, Barbra started harassing Meghan by loudly adding, "We all know how you got that prince, darling. Playing the long game, I see. But some roles expire after the happy ever after. Doesn't look like you factored that part in properly. Better start looking for your next benefactor now while the game is still in your favor." Making loud kissing noises and bimbo gestures for added effect. A visibly angered Meghan by this point stormed over to confront Barbra face to face. "How dare you speak to me that way, you bitter old woman? I've done more for women's empowerment in the past year than you ever have," was her attempted defense. "Spare me the social justice warrior routine, Mississippi. We both know you're just another fame-hungry celebrity hoe chasing clout by any means necessary," was a stone-cold Barbra's rather smirky retort, as behind-the-scenes staff began to intervene between the feuding divas, who went from tit for tat to both trying to one-up the other while calling for more makeup and wardrobe. "You wrecked an ancient institution just so you could satisfy your insatiable ego trip," cruelly fumed, "and in the process hurt real people who didn't ask for this mess. How dare you hack apart a profession that's allowed me to make millions from just being vile. I've now been in this industry 50 years without ever feeling the need to sabotage entire organizations for a pretty paycheck and magazine covers," Barbra noted, leaving Meghan's reddened face unable to find a worthy comeback. She then determined to just scream, "You vile old hag, just wait. Once I'm done, no one will ever look at you the same again." Before storming off in tears, leaving Barbra cackling victoriously as onlookers gaped in shock over the epic catfight that just went down. Word of this smackdown of course spread like wildfire on social media and among industry insiders before the show even began. All eyes were on Meghan throughout the ceremony, anxiously waiting to see if she'd attempt retaliation by dissing Barbra publicly from her seat or possibly even on stage if given the chance to speak. However, in typical Meghan fashion, she opted for the fake high road by smiling blandly through the program without further incident and dodging interview questions about the altercation afterwards. While some may see Barbra's insults as unnecessarily cruel and unbecoming of her legendary status, many felt she spoke uncomfortable truths. After all, one could argue Meghan did in fact charm her way into the palace by playing the role of dutiful biracial princess perfectly until she lost interest in performing royal duties anymore. In her post-exit media blitz, it's impossible to deny that she certainly left her mark on an ancient monarchy for better and for worse with her Oprah and podcast bombshells. But her defenders insist she was simply pushing back on an antiquated royal power structure that was holding her back, as well as bringing to light heinous acts of racism she and her husband endured behind palace doors. Either way, Barbra calling a spade by labeling Meghan an opportunistic fame chaser clearly struck a nerve based on her explosive reaction. And she made valid points about Meghan's seemingly far more often self-serving versus change-advocating motivations being heartlessly called out for the world to hear. Either way, this drama played out like a Mount Vesuvius eruption that no one will soon forget. For more UN videos visit www.un.org now. One theory at long last laying to rest Barbra's famed wrath toward a young upstart trying to steal her thunder by monopolizing global headlines and magazine covers with every new endeavor or controversy. Having long since arrived on the mountain top, herself likely grew fatigued, as long-suffering hard-fought trailblazers always do, in only reading about this revolutionary and that turncoat and how they changed the landscape forever as they absolutely destroyed every road-block she'd built a long and very arduous river of tears long before them. Not to mention decades of whispers and arrows about her rumored intimate relationships with a succession of her leading men through the years will make a woman feel under attack by allegations of institutional racism or a call to diversity reform she didn't receive credit for enacting on her own. Indeed, mega gay icon Ms. Streisand takes great pride in being the epitome of the wholly independent woman who conquered the world with only the power of her enormous talent. She expressed no way to take back a slap so hard of someone walking into privilege while she was hoofing it into the world herself.